Yesterday I talked about hibiscus tea during my lecture on disease creep and how it helps treat hypertension. It's a natural remedy, hibiscus tea. And a lot of people I've gotten on hibiscus tea, not only do they love it, but oh my gosh, it lowers their blood pressure. And I'm talking about people that were in the 170s, 180s on 2 different meds for it. And this stuff works. So we're going to make it today because so many people asked for the recipe, and I said, well, I'll just shoot one for you tomorrow. So here we go. I've put 1 gallon of RO water in a 2-gallon pot, which if you don't have a 2-gallon pot, figure it out. Use a smaller pot. This is a stainless pot, and look, the water's boiling. And this is important. You want to get your water boiling, and then you want to do this. Turn that puppy off because you don't want to boil your hibiscus. Now I've got 1/2 cup of hibiscus, more or less. Okay, I'm a dumper. So if you want to measure it exact, go for it. But it's about a half. I ordered this on Amazon, organic hibiscus tea. And that's actually the flowers. Okay? Now, the water's boiling. I'm going to dump it in there. And then I'm going to kind of dump it in there. But here is the real secret. We have bergamot oil. Look at that stuff. Bergamot oil. This is very important. I'm going to put 8 drops of bergamot oil. We're making a gallon here. But that was 8 drops. Did you count them? Okay. Then I'm also going to put, and this is the second big secret, and I'm sorry the label's worn off, but this is lemongrass. And this is probably more because I personally like lemongrass, but it does help. It does add a little bit of hypertension treatment, you know, the natural zip to it. So whoop, there's 8 drops. Did you see that? We got 8 drops. We got the heat source off. We're going to let it steep. We're going to let it steep to flavor. What you're going to find is this is a very strong, using that 1/2 cup. So you might want to reduce it or you might want to go up. It's all about what do you want. So we're going to let it steep till it cools off, okay? And, you know, I buy my tea by the 1 pound and then I pour them in jars. And the beauty of this is if you're not using it up fast enough, you can vacuum seal it. Because I have a vacuum sealer, you put it on top of your canning jar lid, suck it into a vacuum, and then it lasts and it stays fresh. We're going to sweeten this to taste. Now, I'm not real big on sugar. I'm a nutritionist. I shouldn't be talking about sugar, but this is real organic cane sugar, and that's what I like, and my health is pretty decent, and sugar's not killing me, and I only drink a cup of this a day, or a glass of this a day. And I'm going to put this in my gallon jug. Now, the gallon jug's a little wet, so I don't want to pour this in until my tea's ready. Then I'm going to, when the tea is cooled off, because this is a glass jar. If you pour it in boiling hot, it could break the jar, and we don't want that. And I'm going to pour it in there. I'm going to stir it up to get the sugar in it, and then I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator. You can put it in your favorite glass container. I don't recommend plastic because plastics leach into your product. And if it's, especially if it's hot, if your tea's warm or hot, it will suck the plasticizers out. Bad deal. And when you get ready, you pour some up and you drink it. And it is so good. You will never go back to anything else. Okay, and that's how I make hibiscus tea. And I want to tell you, if you've got hypertension, monitor your blood pressure, start drinking this tea and watch what happens. And then get with your medical doctor, get with your nurse, whoever's the provider, and say, hey, look, my blood pressure is falling. And then they will wean you off your blood pressure medication. Now, I've had a lot of people say, I'm drinking hibiscus tea, my blood pressure became good, and they stop their medication right now. A lot of people do that. I don't really recommend that. But you are the one in control of your health. You have to know what your body's going to do. So use caution and walk carefully. All right? God bless.